Welcome to Taking Care of Business. Marsh Talk today. This is a paid program. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the Horicon School District and the City of Horicon, not WBEV or Good Karma Brands. Welcome to Marsh Talk here on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Amy Hudson in the Slumberland Furniture Studios. We are also streaming live today from the Daily Dodge TV studios, so please check out the live stream at dailydodge.com. And of course, I love Marsh Talk because City on the Marsh is my hometown, and really happy to welcome our guests here today. We have Rich Apple, the superintendent of the Horicon School District. We have Horicon Mayor Josh Moss with us today, and a special guest who I'm proud to say I learned how to pronounce your last name properly. Yeah. We have Vance Matlow with us here today, the vice president of the Marsh Area Chamber of Commerce and also the president of the Horicon Chamber of Commerce. And as I was previewing the show this morning, guys, I was talking about how you'll recognize the name and recognize the voice if you shop at our local hardware store in Horicon, because that's how I got to know Vance. And we have a lot to talk about. Thank you all for being here. Of course, this is your show, Marsh Talk. You guys know what is happening in City on the Marsh. And the reason we bumped in with schools out is because, whoa, this school year has flown by. So how are you feeling about that, Rich Apple?
We're always very excited when the end of the school year comes. Both the kids and the staff, I think. It's been a fantastic year, but yeah, we're winding her down. Our last day for seniors is this Friday, and then their graduation is Saturday. This morning we had their senior breakfast where our kindergarten kids come down and they give them a letter that they have written to them, and then they sing a song to them. They have a correspondence between every holiday between our kindergarten and our seniors, and then today was the last one. So there was a few tears from our older kids, yeah. And then I took a group photo of the seniors who were in Mrs. Finkler's classroom today, and they used to be at about her waist, and now they're all towering over here. So that was a fun little photo as well.
That's
and
really
then
special.
our last day with all of our kids is on Friday the 24th before Memorial Day weekend, when we send all of our kids off to for the summer break, and our staff. So it's gone well.
Wow, it's gone well, and it's gone by really fast. Last night with my family, we were headed up to the school for the spring band concert. And as we were approaching the entryway, we saw a very nice set table, a couple of nicely set tables. And of course, we're wondering, well, what is going on? They looked very formal, very nice. What was going on?
So that is for our seniors. We have a formal dinner or breakfast for them this morning. And then we talked to them before they took off to go to the Kalahari for their senior class trip. But then we surprised them with the kindergarten kids coming down to sing them a song. And so it's kind of, our kitchen staff do a great job of decorating it up with some, decor there and a special tablecloth, and to just make it kind of special for them. I think the reality of the end is hit them all. They were just very somber a little bit with the kindergarten kids coming down, and touched that they come up and give them a letter and give them a hug. And it's just a kind of a special moment, I think, that we can have our youngest and our oldest kids kind of make that connection. And we can do that with our campus being one campus with kindergarten all the way through to 12th grade. So it's just a pretty special moment.
It is a very special moment. And while I wasn't here for the last episode of Marsh Talk, I was busy, hosting.
Yeah,
I know
busy
you're
at
like,
the Brewers
whatever,
game.
Amy.
Yeah, that was a tough job you had.
But I do remember when we were on the air together last time, and you talked about doing the senior interviews, Rich. And so just now when you were talking about the kindergartners and their letters to the seniors, that is very special. And what you do, taking the time to meet with every senior, so very heartfelt.
It's one of the uniqueness of being in a small school district. I can really do that. To be able to sit down, and we schedule 15-minute interviews with the seniors. They come into my office and we sit down, and I ask them just a few questions, and they give me some feedback, and I ask them how long they've been at Horicon and what year they started. About 80+% of our kids started in kindergarten there.
Wow, that's
so that's
wonderful.
Pretty neat. And then we go into what's their favorite memory, what is something that they will talk about when they come back for their class reunions. I ask them about some special people that have impacted them in each of the buildings that they've had for adults. And then I asked them to give me some feedback as to if they could be in my shoes, what would be something they would do to try and improve our district. And over the years, I've done this every year I've been there. They've given me some great feedback, and a lot of those changes that you've seen that have happened in the school come from kids driving that to say we really need to improve this. Now they need more parking because our school has grown and our seniors are having to park too far away, so they want a senior parking lot.
Oh my
so
goodness, of course
that's
they
the
do.
biggest thing that they want to see right now. So it's really a special moment I get to share with those kids, and they give me some pretty unique feedback, and it's a special time.
It is a special time, and really important that you take the time to listen to those students. I think that is really wonderful, and I had no idea that a lot of those things that get moved forward within the Horicon School District is because of that listening, and you're hearing those ideas and you want to put those into motion. And when you talk about things that are special, like the senior interviews, like the letters from the kindergartners to the seniors, there was something special that happened last night during the spring band concert. A group of seniors, all of a sudden Mr. Farron, our band director, didn't know what was happening, and the seniors in the band had a little gift bag, and they said some kind words. They gave him an awesome shirt that said something like, "I may not be a superhero, but I'm a band director." Yeah. I got a little teary-eyed, even though my oldest isn't a senior yet. But you could feel in that moment how much they really love Mr. Farron and the appreciation there, and it was really nice. And wow, what a concert! Yeah. I took my time every year I fill out the shout out. We have an opportunity to fill out the shout out that Mr. Farron can share with the students, and my kids were like, "Are you done writing yet?" Because there was one number I thought was a showstopper. It was good.
I tell you, it's just a great night because our artistic kids, we have an art show beforehand. So all of the artwork is out there to showcase our kids. And then we have all the bands from 5th grade all the way through the high school band play. And then you've got your middle school and high school choir. So everybody gets to showcase themselves just a little bit. And little known fact, Mr. Farron wears a tie every day to school. So when the kids gave him a T-shirt last night and he took his tie off and put the T-shirt on, that's what they were laughing about, because he does always wear a tie. So this was a special moment that they got him to take a tie off to wear the T-shirt that the seniors gave him. So, our teachers and these guys are both the Horicon alumni, so they're Marshmen, and they know that special bond that teachers have with kids. All I ask is that a student have a special connection to at least one adult in that building, and Mr. Farron's one of those, but we have so many more that comes out in our senior interviews.
Yeah.
And it just kind of showcased last night by them doing that. So
absolutely, it was really nice. You're listening to Marsh Talk and watching it on our live stream from the Daily Dodge TV studios at dailydodge.com. Rich Apple, the superintendent of Horicon School District, with us this morning, along with Horicon Mayor Josh Moss and our special guest, Vance Matla, Vice President of the Marsh Area Chamber of Commerce and President of the Horicon Chamber of Commerce. The phones are open if you'd like to give us a call on the studio line at 885-4446. And of course, you can also text us at 887-9595. All of a sudden, I feel like things are just rapid fire as we are quickly approaching the end of the school year. And there's still a lot of spring sports to enjoy and take in.
Yeah, we have next 2 weeks are really busy. On the next week, we have hosting our softball on May 21st. If they win there, then we'll be hosting on the 23rd and the 28th.
Okay.
So from sectionals and regionals. Then we have, we're hosting our sectional track again on the 23rd. And we have probably 2,500 to 3,000 people that come to that,
it's
to
amazing.
our stadium there. So our businesses, it's great for the community. Mayor Moss has already put out an alert to all the businesses you might want to stock up on, make sure you got enough food and things and workers, because it does bring a lot of people to our community. And then baseball regionals will be hosting, and for sure we're hosting sectionals on June 4th, which is very unique for us. We're going to host games at 10 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock, and 4 o'clock on June 4th to host sectionals there. Whether we're playing or not, we're going to have some pretty phenomenal baseball there that'll prepare them to go to state.
It's exciting.
Yeah, golf regionals at Old Hickory. Trap shooting continues to go on. Spring sports is still in full activity. So
Vance, did you play any sports when you were a student in Horicon?
Yeah, so I graduated 2012 and I played football up until my junior year.
Okay. How about you, Josh?
Well, I graduated way before Vance in 1992, and I started playing at St. Malachy's, which is not even existing anymore, and then through high school, whatever I could play, baseball, track, football, basketball. I love them all.
And, we have such a wonderful facility in Horicon. I was there just last week with my family for track meet, and everything is just top notch there. And what makes it so special is how the community came together to make that happen. As we were walking home last night after the spring band concert, the kids I was with were talking about how they couldn't stay out late because, it's a school night, but big testing time right now at Horicon.
A lot of AP tests going on right now. Next week is our high school finals week. And so we do something at our school that if they've met a certain benchmark for proficiency on their ACT or the state exam, and they've got a certain grade in their class, that they're exempt from finals. So it kind of motivates kids a little bit harder to do well on their exams and maybe push a little bit harder. So that happens next week, and our finals of AP tests that are happening also are going on.
How are you going to handle the commencement ceremony? Do you get a little teary-eyed?
Oh, it's emotional always, but we do something beforehand that we do the walk of teachers and walk of staff.
Tell us
so
about
when the
that.
seniors are in the hallway before they go down to the field, the staff get to go through the hall and congratulate them before they go down onto the field.
Aww.
And there's always lots of tears and emotions because, besides parents and families, the next people who probably have an impact on kids are teachers and coaches at those years.
Absolutely.
So the connections that those kids have, and it's elementary teachers all the way through our high school that we ask to come and do that. So it's a pretty special moment in the hall, and I'm always the last one to go through. So if they've been crying, they really are crying. But it's really a special moment just to celebrate with them and their families. It's a milestone, to finish high school and go on to the next chapter. But it's, I always do a little speech and try and give them a little nugget of wisdom that I have. But it's really a special day, and I think it's going to be warm. It looks like it's going to be kind of hot, actually.
Oh, does it? I've not seen the weather that far out.
It's not raining, so that's
okay, good.
But everybody should dress accordingly and maybe an umbrella or something to keep the sun off you, because down in the field it's going to be pretty warm, but I think that's better than rain. So we're excited about it.
Absolutely. Vance, do you remember what the weather was like on your graduation day? And where was it? Like when you graduated, were you able to be down on the track?
It was great weather. I remember it being sunny, but it was in the old school gym. So
Okay.
they redid it since then. It looks a lot nicer. But yeah, it was in the school gym inside, but it was a gorgeous day.
Well, and look at you now, Vance Matla. You are Vice President of the Marsh Area Chamber of Commerce and President of the Horicon Chamber of Commerce. And you're also friendly and very helpful when folks go into the local hardware store.
I do my best.
You are awesome. And it's the greenhouse is open. So,
It is,
yeah, people
yes.
got to get in there for that. And you're a busy guy. I heard before we jumped on the air for Marsh Talk that you are expecting baby number 4.
Yes, baby number 4. We
really
are
wonderful.
blessed and very excited.
And it's great for
October
the
is
school
due date.
district, too.
Yeah, some future
Keep the
Marsh
enrollment
ladies
up,
coming
yeah.
through.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. How long have you been in that role of the Vice President of the Marsh Area Chamber of Commerce and President of the Horicon Chamber of Commerce? And for folks that are like, well, geez, Amy, did you speak there? There are all these Chamber of Commerces in that area. Speak to that just briefly, if you would, please.
Yes, absolutely. First off, thank you guys for inviting me to discuss and speak about the Marsh Area Chamber. So when we moved back in 2017, I got involved with the Chamber of Commerce, quickly dove into it. I became vice president a couple years in. So Marsh Area Chamber, I've been the president for probably 3 or 4 years now. Horicon Chamber, I'm sorry. Marsh Area Chamber of Commerce started about 2 years ago as a formal commerce. And I've been the vice president since the start of that. So essentially we looked at it. We started to have conversations 3-4 years ago. And we just kind of got together once we got a little bit more serious about it and and looked at our goals, and they really aligned. You know, both communities, both chambers really focused on the same things, what they wanted to do and enrich and grow their business community. So we just kind of made the decision to pool resources and pool people, more importantly. A lot of great people were on the Mayville side of things and a lot of great people on the Horicon side of things. So we decided to merge, and that's how the Marsh Area Chamber of Commerce came to be.
That's really wonderful because there are great things about both of those areas. We are neighbors, of course, and it's a wonderful collaborative effort that really gives you, more manpower to move things forward. Because even if you want to work on a little project or you have a small event, it does take a lot of time and effort to make those things happen. And you do have some things coming up that we want to make sure that folks are aware of and things that are going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, so of course it's been blown out on social media, and I know through the communities. This Friday, May 17th, we do have our Marsh Area Chamber brat and burger fry.
Oh my goodness, I'm so hungry. I was saying before we hit the air, I should have eaten that.
Yes.
So this is good stuff because it's at Leroy's, right?
Yes, it's at Leroy Meats in Horicon. It's going to be from 10 to 2. It's going to be $6 meals. You can call ahead and get a pre-order for pickup. So if you have a larger order, we ask that you call ahead.
That's nice.
If you want to call, there's a bunch of flyers going around. It's on our Facebook page. If you need any more information or have any questions, please just reach out to us via socials.
Okay, and what was the time frame on that again?
Friday, May 17th. It's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay, 10 a.m. I'm writing that down and making my lunch plans already for
Exactly.
tomorrow.
Get you a burger.
Oh my goodness. And yeah, so you can fill up, have some extra calories because not too long folks can actually burn those. We got a run coming up here too, don't we?
Yes, we do. So we're very excited announcing our it's our second Heroes 5K runner walk. This year it's going to be starting and ending in the Mayville City Park. So it's a gorgeous area. We're hoping for good weather. It looks like it's going to be good weather.
Good.
I did want to point out registration that morning will start at 7:30 a.m. So if you don't pre-register through, we have a bunch of promotional banners throughout both communities and online on our socials. You can either scan into the QR code ahead of time and pre-register. That guarantees a spot for a shirt for you. But if you just wanted to show up, support the Heroes 5K and do a run, you can register at 7:30. Race will start promptly at 9. And it will, like I said, start in Mayville Park and end in Mayville Park.
Wonderful. And when you and I first got to know each other a few years ago, I had learned that you were involved with the Lions Club.
Correct.
I was a Lion back home in my hometown of Monroe. And the Lions Club teamed up here recently with the track and field team at Horicon School. My daughter was telling me that, it's time to go clean up some trash. So what was all that about and how did this effort start?
So unfortunately, I was not able to participate in the Highway V cleanup. We do it every year. We dropped it down to just spring, I believe. But yeah, it's a unique partnership. Brian Pearson heads it up. But yeah, this track team gets bussed out, and they usually have an hour and a half that they can help us, and it's just to help clean up Highway V and get the garbage out of the road.
Well, we appreciate that very
Yes.
much. The bus was full that day.
I drive the bus.
Of course you do.
I drove the bus. I pick up the kids, and I drive them out there and pick up Brian. We drop them off in different spots along County V there. And then I think they picked up close to 50 bags of garbage.
Wow.
And one big mattress. And
What?
One of our young men got a soccer ball and found some sort of envelope there with $20 in it. So it was the things you find on the garbage pickup
Oh my
day.
goodness,
But
that is
it's
the most random
We
stuff.
try to do some things like that for community support for our kids to try and teach them some of that community outreach. And we've done rake leafing, we've done garbage pickup in the parks, and this is just something that we partner with the Lions Club, and then the Lions Club end up giving a little bit back to the program and supports the program in different ways. So it's
That's
a win-win.
really nice. There's a lot of giving back throughout Horicon. When you were talking about the upcoming 5K walk and run and, those proceeds going to help the American Legions, both of Horicon and Mayville. It's just so very important to connect and collaborate like that.
Yes.
And as you were talking and sharing those details, Vance, about the upcoming run, I was thinking wow, those kiddos at Horicon Elementary School were certainly running here. Was that just last week we had the fun run?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And way to exceed the goal, Rich
Yeah,
Apple.
15,000 or some dollars that the kids
Wow.
raised. For years we would do pizza sales or magazine sales were always big. And so several years ago we I had members of the community talk to me about, you know what, we don't want the stuff. We just want to kind of donate and support our kids. And so they came up with the idea of doing a fun run. And this has been going on, I believe it's 7 years now, 6-7 years. And this last year, they raised $15,000, and it's all profit. So it doesn't go to the magazine company. It doesn't go to the chocolate companies. It goes back into the kids, and it goes for programs. They buy stuff for recess. They'll buy things for the classroom and other add-on things that they want in their buildings. So it's kind of a great event that with so many kids and parents coming. It's a beautiful day to have it down by the fields. So.
Yes, absolutely. And it got moved up a couple days because we saw that bad
Yeah.
weather coming in. Congratulations. And thank you to everyone that was involved with that annual fun run. You're listening to Marsh Talk here on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV. This is a paid program. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the Horicon School District and the City of Horicon, not WBEV or Good Karma Brands. I'm Amy Hudson alongside our guest today on Marsh Talk, Rich Apple, the superintendent of the Horicon School District. We have a new voice that is with us today, our guest Vance Matla, the vice president of the Marsh Area Chamber of Commerce and president of the Horicon Chamber of Commerce, and a voice that we are about to hear more from, Horicon Mayor Josh Moss, also with us here today on Marsh Talk. Phones are open for your calls. 885-4446, 885-4446 is the studio line, and the text line also open for you at 887-9595. How are you, Mayor Moss?
I'm doing fine. Thank you.
We had a busy weekend in Horicon. I feel like, everything is just starting to accelerate as we're now able to really enjoy being outside here in the spring. We had the Living History Days. We had Lonnie from the Horicon Historical Society with us on Hometowns Day last week. It was wonderful to meet her. And then we had the Birdwatching Festival at the Marsh. And I talked my family into setting the alarm and getting up at 1 a.m. to go out to the Marsh to look at all of the amazing northern lights. And,
There was a lot of people up
oh, well, I got there really was. And after seeing all those posts from what folks were doing, really early Saturday morning, I'm like, well, geez, we should have gotten in on that. And so our plan then was to go out early Sunday morning. But it was Mother's Day weekend, and my husband and his uncle made the executive decision, no, we're going to go scout it out. And I'm glad we did. We went right around 11 o'clock then on Saturday night. There's always so much to do and so much to enjoy in Horicon. And your plate is always full, Mayor Moss.
there. Yeah, no doubt.
And I know one of the things that we really wanted to talk with you about today here on Marsh Talk is the LE Memorial.
Yeah, I wanted just to take a few minutes. Right now in Juneau, the Dodge County Law Enforcement Memorial Ceremony is happening, and I've gone every year. My Uncle Gary, who's a Horicon graduate, is one of the names on the wall. He was killed in the line of duty in 1986. So the city of Horicon, over time, has lost two of their officers plus Gary, and I just wanted to take a chance to say thank you to all the officers. We lost one where I work, J. Palchunas, a few years back too. So thank you to all the officers and all the officers' families that we lost. Today is basically Police Department Memorial Day, as however you want to call it, Law Enforcement Memorial Day. So thank you to all my coworkers, Horicon PD, and police departments all over the county and the state. So I just wanted a few minutes with that one.
Well, I'm really glad that you made a point of having us make some time, because that's so very important to acknowledge. And I'm sorry about your Uncle Gary.
Yeah, and usually we're there. My Aunt Mary a few years ago was the guest speaker. She did a fantastic job, and I know that our police department is over there in Juneau today, so they probably won't be listening, but hopefully they can jump on later and watch the recap.
Absolutely. And folks will be able to do that at dailydodge.com. They can also visit our audio page anytime and listen to Marsh Talk that way. Also available at dailydodge.com. We are streaming live today from the Daily Dodge TV studios, along with being in the Slumberland Furniture studios today for Marsh Talk. We do have a call, so let's head to our caller on line one. Good morning. You are on Marsh Talk.
Good morning. I'm just a dumb old farmer here around Juneau, and there's a stop sign by the old bowling alley. Every time I come off of 33 with my truck and trailer full of grain. I just get it out of second gear and I got to stop. There's a three-way stop there, and it does not really make any sense whatsoever. So I was wondering if we could have that taken down and just have a one-way stop, the stop sign coming in from the east side. That's for the mayor. So he also has a big bag of hickory nut meat coming up that gets this accomplished.
Thank you, Uncle Rick. We're still looking at it.
Oh my goodness, it's Uncle Rick. That's fantastic.
Oh, that changes the mood.
Oh my
Thank you,
goodness.
Uncle Rick.
But this is the time. This is the season. It is road construction season.
It is. Actually, it's a good segue.
Yeah, can you help Uncle Rick out though with his request before we launch in with the road construction update?
Uncle Rick, I'll take that to the DPW committee again for you.
He's got connections.
Yeah, and as far as road construction, it's still going to be Nebraska, Juneau, and Center. It's going to be a complete reconstruction. They're already moving on it. So I know one of the things that's going to happen already, and it doesn't affect many people, but a few, is that Center Street, because it's so narrow and doesn't even meet city guidelines right now for parking on it. It's going to be no parking for the duration, definitely for the construction, and probably afterwards. That's going to be on the DPW's hands to change those ordinances. But in the meantime, during construction, for sure, no parking on Center Street, which is that small connector street between Nebraska and Juneau.
Excellent. Hopefully people can keep mindful because it's a busy time with folks, not just their day-to-day stuff, but, when they have families coming in and visiting, you want to make sure that they know what they need to be aware of. This is Marsh Talk here on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. That big booming voice is Horicon Mayor Josh Moss, who is with us here today. We have Rich Apple, the superintendent of the Horicon School District, and they brought along a new friend and neighbor, our special guest today, Vance Matla, who is the vice president of the Marsh Area Chamber of Commerce and president of the Horicon Chamber of Commerce. Oh boy, Horicon citywide assessments. I just saw something recently from my hometown in Greene County. When folks hear that word, right away their ears perk up. You've got their full attention, Mayor Moss.
Yeah, it's Horicon's due. I mean, just for a little backstory, we have homes in town that are being assessed at, say, $80,000. They're selling for $250,000. I don't want to misspeak during this section. I'm not the expert on this. Our clerk treasurer is, but our ratios as a city are way off. So we're way underassessed. So we're not gonna do complete assessments. It's gonna be more of like a drive-by or a roadside assessment. Just before people get overly scared over this, it doesn't necessarily mean when your assessment goes up that your taxes go up. If we pass a similar budget, maybe 50% of the houses will have their taxes go up a little, but 50% of the people might have their taxes go down a little. So we will know more I'm going to guess by October when we have our board review meeting.
Okay.
So, but it needs to be done. We are kind of being forced by the state to complete these assessments because, as I said, our city's ratios have dropped below what is considered feasible. This doesn't affect our city budget but it will affect our ratios that will be pushed down to individual landowners. And as one, I don't want my taxes to go up just like you don't, so we're going to try to do this as efficiently as possible.
Well, and it's nice that you brought that up today, and it's so very important that people understand what that assessment means and not jump to the conclusion like, well, my tax bill is going to go up. And if they do have questions about what that means, they can certainly reach out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And folks can reach out to us here on the air. The phone lines are open for you at 885-4446, and our text line is 887-9595. Tonight's a pretty big night here in Kiwanis Park. Wednesday night, we get to have a lot of fun in Horicon. We get to have a lot of fun every night of the week, but Wednesday nights are special.
They are, and the farmers market is already opened. You'll see the big sign. It used to be downtown, but now it's basically flying over my house.
The big banner right there across on Lake Street?
Yeah, that's right by my house. And
oh, my goodness.
so the farmer market has started. Tonight's the farmer's market again. You go down there and get rhubarb or any of the spring goodies that come out. There's a lot of breads,
Asparagus.
cookies, asparagus, and others. And then the Wednesday night concert series, which is the best part of Horicon Summers, starts up, I believe, is that June 5th or whatever the first June is? Yeah, and it goes all the way through August till when the kids go back to school. We're pretty excited. And on July 3rd, that particular band that's coming in, that one is sponsored by elected officials and city employees. So we're the ones who paid for the band to come in. So we all donated. We love it. We know you guys love it. And we're excited to how many people actually come down. If you grab one of the Horicon Phoenix Group's flyers that they have available all over town, it'll actually have the band that's in there, which, like, Horicon nonprofit is going to be making the food, and who sponsored the band that night. So the whole lineup's available anywhere you see any of those Phoenix Group pamphlets around town.
It's really nice, and I've had some members of the Horicon Phoenix Group on Hometown Today, and they do such a tremendous job. And it's events like this that really bring the community together. It is something. I don't like using that tired phrase, there's something for everyone, but there really is on Wednesday nights between the farmers market and what is happening, with live music. There's always an activity for the kids to do, and then you're in this beautiful park, plenty of room for them, to run around, burn off some of that energy while us grown-ups, get to, and
You can
everybody
even
gets to
fish.
enjoy. That's right.
And there's people that take their boats up from Lake Sinisippi, so you generally have the waters all filled with boats as well. It's super exciting. I'm ready for it to start.
Well, okay, now you said that word water. We want to talk about the wastewater treatment plant a little bit today and share an update on that.
The plans are going good.
Okay.
Our DPW and Utilities Director is working on a way to bring down the prices for everybody. So as of now, the plans are they're fully going.
Great.
It's happening.
Great.
So we're excited. Until the plans are approved and everything by council, we're kind of it's in working mode.
Okay.
The finances of that stuff hasn't been completely worked out. Again, wastewater treatment plants are funded not through our tax levy, but through user fees. So that means our water bill and our wastewater bill will rise gently, but this is a necessity. I don't think any of us want cryptosporidium, and
No.
and we're
I
all,
can't even pronounce that. I don't want it.
and we're already at the point where our wastewater treatment plant's 40 years old and cannot support any future growth in our city. So this is something we have to do. We're not the only ones. Juneau's doing it right now, Mayville's doing it right now, and Lemire doing it right now. All four of us got plants at the same time. We all four of us have to replace our plants at the same time.
So we're in it together,
Yeah.
and it is a process.
It is a process, and it's not going to be overnight. It takes a while, and there's a lot of site changes that are going to have to happen down at Riverbend, but it's not going to disrupt any service. So we're pretty excited. This is really important for our city to grow, is to be able to treat the water that goes through our city.
Absolutely. And when we talk about Horicon growing, I've now been there with my family 6 years. And I would say just especially over the last couple of years, we have seen a lot of growth. It started shortly after we moved, knowing that we had a potential to have a new school for Horicon. So we just see things growing and growing, which is really nice.
Well, the school kicked it. I mean, they're the ones who made this city start. I mean, getting that school referendum passed, building that new school, getting the new athletic complex, and now the rest of us around that can use that momentum to make our city a lot, I hate the word a lot better, but how about more modern and more competitive, probably?
Yeah, and you have to have those things, for people to want to make Horicon their community. As someone who I'm a transplant, and you ask all those questions. How is the school district? Is it growing? What jobs are available in the area? So I've seen a lot in the last 6 years. When we talk about updates, we definitely want to talk about what is the latest with the city police chief process.
Very good
what
question.
Can you share?
I can share a little bit. city council and myself were out of the process, but they're down to 2 candidates. And the 2 candidates will be interviewed by the PFC on May 22nd.
Okay, wow, that's
So-
right around the corner.
It is. And so we might be looking at, then you have to go through the background process and all those things that are special for this job. Hopefully we'd have a new chief in place by July 1st.
Wow,
That'd be really nice.
it would be really nice.
Even though the interim chief we've had in the meantime has been fantastic.
That's really wonderful to know.
And just maybe we can keep him on as like a part-time officer, which would be great. He's retired anyways. So yeah, it's definitely moving. All of our stuff is moving forward.
One of the things that we like to do here on Marsh Talk is celebrate, and that's not just because I'm an excitable host, but it's important to take the time out to have that recognition and those celebrations. And a distinction from Moraine Park was recently awarded. Can you share about that?
I'd like to share a little bit about it. In middle of April, Cody and I were invited up to Cody Vanderhei, our DPW director, up to Moraine Park's award show. It's like an award show where they hand out these different awards to different companies and alike. And the city of Horicon was one of the 3 finalists for the new business partner of the year. And the city of Horicon was awarded the new business partner of the year for the Moraine Park Technical College.
Ooh, that's awesome.
For a city to get that really means that everybody in the city is their partner. So that goes from the downtown at City Hall to our DPW, to our utilities, to the engineers and all the projects that we work with them. The relationship and the cooperation we've had with Moraine Park over the last year and a half has been amazing. And, watching anyone that's driving into Horicon on Highway 33 from the west can really see that campus going up.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It's awesome. And it keeps growing. It's going to be neat that we're going to be a little college town. I think we're going to be, similar to like Fenimore is down in the Southwest Technical College District. It really makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference.
Once we get that done and we have that influx of fire departments and other kinds of classes and stuff like that, that's going to benefit especially him. But, the businesses on the west side and our Quick Trips and our Dollar General and our restaurants, because a lot of firefighting training happens at night.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Okay.
So it's pretty exciting, and it's a very nice distinction. So thank you, Moraine Park.
Absolutely. Something else that we have to celebrate that I've been screaming about at the top of my lungs is our Horicon School District recently being named a top 100 workplace of Southeast Wisconsin. Congratulations, Rich Apple.
Thank you. It's a great honor, and it echoes kind of the feeling inside of the walls there when I give great praise to our staff, but they're feeling it as well. So what happens with this is that an outside company comes in and surveys all of the staff in December to see the feelings within the walls and how they're feeling as a employee, if they're feeling valued, and there's a 30 some questions that they have to answer. But to do that in December in a schoolhouse when all the kids are excited about the holidays is always a challenge.
I bet.
But our results came back and came back very, very positive, and we were able to achieve that in Southeast Wisconsin. So it's a great badge that we can kind of carry, because I think it is a wonderful place to work, and that helps with us retaining staff and also recruiting staff. And I think as a family, if you know that you've got a teaching staff and a staff that's inside of the school that really enjoys where they're at and the feelings that they're, connecting to kids, I think that carries over. And I think that also helps when they want to be a part of a progressive community and a school district. And so, we're really excited about that. And you'll see that banner flying really high at Horicon Schools.
I love it. Congratulations again. And we'll see a lot of graduation caps flying high with commencement happening this weekend. And then we are on to Memorial Day. And, for the last few minutes that we have here on Marsh Talk, please talk about the Memorial Day program coming up on the 27th.
Yeah, it's in the morning, veterans, we go around to different cemeteries and we early morning, and we play taps, and they do a firing volley in tribute to veterans. And then we come back to the Legion, and we go across to the Kiwanis Park, and we have a ceremony there starting at 10 a.m. We'll have the high school band there to perform. American Auxiliary will say a few words, just a couple of different things symbolic. We'll have taps again, and then we will go back across. And the Legion always does a nice little meal there for those folks that want to come over and partake and share some conversations with some veterans that are around there. So
really
it's a day to kind of remember those that have fallen, and the school's band will be down there to perform for that as well.
That's really nice. I know my daughter will be part of that performance. There are so many wonderful things that are coming up, and we are getting down to our final few minutes. So I'm going to back up because we haven't talked about National Speech Path Day.
We have so many special days. We're looking for speech pathologists out there. So if we're really needing one. But it's they work with kids on articulation and how to be able to help with their speech. So there's just some of our recognition days that are going on. So many things that are happening out there. And I really want to thank all of our sponsors that do this, our Marsh Area Chamber of Commerce, our school district, the city, and then the Marshman Foundation that was started up. They all help fund this so that we can help, or we can come in here and just talk. It's not hard to be able to come in here and talk about all the great things that are happening in Horicon. We're all very, very proud of it, and just do appreciate those folks for footing the bill to be able to be our sponsors and make this happen. So
Very much so. And I say before we hit the air, right before every Marsh Talk, that, oh my goodness, we could go for an hour and a half. We could go for 2 hours. And that makes it really exciting. And we are so very thankful to those sponsors and to each of you for making the time to join us on Marsh Talk, because, to have these conversations, to keep, our community members, our families in the loop about the important things that are happening between the city and the school district, and the fun things. We have so much fun in Horicon. It's so really important to have that transparency and be able to have a platform to share it and to celebrate it. Our special guest today, Vance Matlaw. Vance, give us that information again quickly on the Brat Fry and the 5K run. Where do they need to be for this Brat Fry coming up?
Yes, so Brat Fry is Friday, May 17th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Be at the Leroy Meats in Horicon. It's going to be busy, and it's going to be a lot of good food. And then upcoming June 1st, we have our Heroes 5K. Registration 7:30 a.m. that day in Mayville City Park, and race starts promptly at 9 a.m. And then I did want to just end it with, if anybody in the Horicon Mayville communities are looking to get a little bit more involved, we're always looking for more volunteers. If any interest on the board, you do not have to be a business owner to be on the Chamber of Commerce employee, or just somebody who wants to give a helping hand. We're always looking for some help. So really appreciate our communities, and thank you to all the donors to make the Heroes Run possible.
And the Heroes Run, they can also go to our website and they can register online. That would be the best way to be able to guarantee that they get a spot and all the goodies that come with it.
Correct.
Ooh, there's goodies that come
Oh, yeah.
with it.
Oh,
Will you guys
yeah.
be running? Any of you
We're
running?
working it.
Gotta work
I'm
it.
working at the finish
Gotta
line.
I walked last year.
I'm at the finish line. Yeah.
Mayor Moss, anything that you would like to share as we wrap up?
I do. Just remember that we're not meeting again until August.
Okay.
So summer, when the school's out, so is our Marsh Talk. So in the meantime, if you got to reach me, just hit me up at mayor@horiconwi.gov.
Well, now I'm sad. No, we don't get to see each other over the summer. I'll see you guys
I'll
around
see
town.
you drive by every morning. So.
I do. Rich Apple, Superintendent for Horicon School District, Mayor Josh Moss, the Mayor of Horicon, and our special guest today, Vance Matlaw, Vice President of the Marsh Area Chamber of Commerce and President of the Horicon Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for your time today here on Marsh Talk. We appreciate it. This has been a paid program. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the School District of Horicon and the City of Horicon, not WBEV or Good Karma Brands.